This is section 2.1. This is part 2. I want to solve t plus 12.3 is equal to negative 4.6. Again, we simplify each side as much as we can, and there is no common, that we don't have like terms here, so we aren't allowed to combine there. And that side is just a number. So again, we're going to be moving things away from our variable. We want to get our variable alone. So I want to move this over to this side of the equation. This is an addition. Somebody added 12.3. So we want to subtract 12.3. And if I do it to one side, I need to do it to the other. This cancels out. It gives us the 0, just like we had up here. Normally, we're not going to be writing that plus 0. Okay? So I get t equals. Now, both of these are negative numbers. You could either think of this as negative 4.6 minus 12.3, but that's the same thing as negative 4.6 plus negative 12.3. It's the same concept. And you are allowed to use the calculator. And I recommend either the TI-30XS or the TI-36 Plus. They work very similarly. This is the one I happen to have at home, so this is the one I'll be using most often. But if you use the other one, and in some later videos, you'll see me bring up a picture of one. The buttons are in almost exactly the same position. Sometimes they look a little bit different, but I talk about those differences as we go along. Okay? So if I do negative 4.6 plus negative 12.3, they're both negative, so my answer is going to be negative. And you end up with negative, make sure you're lining up your decimal point. That's going to be negative 16.9 should be my answer. So let's try this one. X plus 26 equals 17. I want to get this 26 away from the x. This is as simple as it gets. This is as simple as it gets. So I need to move this over to here. Well, this is an addition, so I need to subtract. Subtract 26 from both sides. And we get x equal to 17 minus 26 is negative 9. So negative 9 would be my answer. Look at this problem. This time my variable is on the right-hand side instead of the left. It makes no difference whatsoever. It is exactly the same type of problem. We want to simplify each side as much as we possibly can, and there's nothing we can do, nothing we can combine. We want to get the x by itself, so we need to get this 12 over to this side. Now the way we do that is, since this is a minus, we have to undo that by writing a plus. Plus 12, if I do it to one side, I need to do it to the other side. Plus 12 over here. Okay. 12 minus 2 is 10. This cancels out, and I get x equals 10. And don't forget, you can check these, all of these, by taking what you think your answer is and plugging it in and doing arithmetic. 10 minus 12, that's 10 plus negative 12, which does give me negative 2, and negative 2 does equal negative 2, so it checks out. Okay, so for this problem, this is where things start to get quite different. I have a variable on both sides. And the first thing I need to do is, of course, simplify each side as much as possible. And there's nothing I can do here. Next, I need to get my variables together. So I want to pick one of them and move it to the other side. Since this is my only constant, it's the only one that does not have a variable on it, I want to move this one away from it. And this is a positive for x, right? It's an understood positive. And just like, when we were trying to get rid of a subtraction, we used addition. If you're trying to get rid of a positive, you're going to use a negative. Or a subtraction. It's the same thing, really. So I'm subtracting 4x from both sides. These cancel. It doesn't matter that we don't know what x is. It's the same thing. I'm subtracting away, so it goes to 0. And so I'm adding 0 to 9, which is just 9. These are like terms. I subtract the numbers in front, and that would give me 1x equals 9. The 1, it is perfectly okay for you to leave the 1 there, but it is not necessary. Usually, you're going to end up dropping it, but I don't expect you to. You keep that 1 around as long as you still need it there. But know that it's often dropped, and I don't think the computer will count it wrong if you enter a 1 in front of your variable. But if it does, that's something you want to consider. I really don't think it happens, though.